Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd do a quick midweek video about how to letter the word January into your planner. Find the centre point of the page that you are going to be putting your lettering into. So I've just marked it with a pencil line and given myself a baseline so I can keep all my letters in one straight line. I'm going to find the middle letter in January. So I usually write it out, count how many there are, and then find which would be the middle point, which for this one is the U. I'm going to start with the outside curve of the U so that I can get the first spacing and just see how big that first letter is going to be. You'll know pretty quickly if that's too big. I counted this one and it's 4 dot spaces, and then when I went to sort of block that in to see if I could fit 4 dot spaces and a space in between, I realised that I was going to overhang the page and not fit it in, so I knew that I had to squish it all back together. For the curve of the A, I'm going to use 2 dot spaces to do the left hand side of the curve, and then that last 4th dot space I'm going to put my horizontal line in for the A. It is slightly at an angle because I think that kind of adds to the font. And I'm going to squish that R right up. That's not going to be a full 4 dot spaces. I'm going to push that right into just over 2 because I need the space for the Y. The first branch of that Y goes a little bit higher than the rest of the font, and it only comes down 2 dot spaces before I loop it off and then put that big tail in. That tail goes a little bit below my baseline, but the reason I've sort of pushed all of that up is because I don't want a really overhanging Y tail at the end, so I've tried to push it a little bit up to fit it in. So now that I've finished the back half of the word, it's about coming back and fitting in the beginning part of January. So I'm going to use my 4 dot spaces before the U and then block in my N. Again, keeping my lines quite angled. There's no straight vertical lines. They're all at a slightly different angle. And that kind of just helps to create a bit of a fun font. And that angle of the first line of N also creates the same parallel angle for the A. I do go and reference the A that I did on the end of the word so that they look pretty similar. And then because I'm squished for J, I'm going to take that top trunk right over the top of the A so that it appears to be wider than it actually is. Take that nice trunk down and then do that bottom curve to really get that line in. I'm going to slightly change the angle of this trunk of J because I want it to be much more closer to the A. I need as much space possible to try and fit that J in. Once it's penciled, you can go in and outline. I've used a Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pen. Rub out all of your pencil lines, and then I'm going to go in with my trusty Faber-Castell red line markers and do a left to right swooping motion, making sure that I've got all of the colour in, and do it for the entire month of January. So now I'm going to take my grey Faber-Castell red line, and on the left hand side and bottom edges of all of my letters, I'm going to, just outside that black line, add a grey lowlight to each side. It does help that word, rather than sit flat on a page, just raise it up to the eye so that when you look at it, it sort of looks like it's popping up towards you. It's just a little bit of depth, but I really think it makes a massive difference with lettering. So now that the grey is on the outside of each letter, I'm going to go in on the inside of each letter with a white gel pen. The idea is that I'm now going to go the opposite to what I did with the grey. The grey was left hand side on the outside of my black fine liner. The white is inside my black fine liner, inside the letters, and it's on the top and the right hand edges. It kind of balances the grey. The grey is to show the low light, the white is to show the highlight, and they're on opposite sides. And that's it guys, that's how I set up the word January in my bullet journal, and then I've done it here again for you in a much slower tutorial. Let me know if this was helpful, if it's something you'd like to see more of, but thank you for watching guys, and I shall see you soon.